Today I'm making a Turkish chicken hot pot, and this is based on that wonderful style of cooking in Turkey where things are cooked in a enclosed clay pot. It's a fantastic moist way of cooking, and all I'm going to use are some seasonal vegetables, some herbs and spices, chicken, and then some stock and into the oven. Simple. So first thing I need is a liberal amount of butter. I'm just going to take about 50 grams here. Wipe that around to give it a really good coating. Now we'll start off with some capsicums, and you can use any colour that you've got. I've got red and green today, and I love the different flavours that peppers give off. You know, that red is always going to be a little bit sweeter. It's essentially the riper version, and the green has that slightly raw, fresher flavour. I adore it. And with this dish, there's no particular order that you need to do things in. I don't like recipes where, oh dear, if you don't do this at the right time, you've pretty much blown it. I find that stressful. We don't like stress in the kitchen. Next thing I'm going to put in here is a carrot. Carrots lend quite a lot of colour to a dish and also that lovely sweet flavour. There we go. Now this recipe uses 6 shallots, and they just soften up with the cooking, and then you've got this beautiful sweet flavour coming through. And I usually put in 1 shallot per person, so work out your servings here because I think everybody deserves one of these little gems. Yummy. Now my next flavour that I have in here is garlic, and we don't need to do too much to our garlic, just nip off the pointy end because then it makes it better for smashing. And that skin, because it's fresh garlic, is quite soft, so you can just throw that in. If it doesn't want to come away, that's fine, it'll be all right in the hot pot. And the last of our fresh ingredients, these gorgeous tomatoes. Nice rough chop. And this will add both flavour, a little bit of acid, and also that beautiful colour. Skin and all, pips and all. So there's my fresh ingredients, and now for my flavourings. And the first one I'm using is pomegranate molasses. Really common in Turkish cuisine, and they've taken that pomegranate juice and just boiled and reduced it till it's this sort of treacle-like consistency. And it lends this wonderful sort of tangy and sweet flavour to it. If you can't find pomegranate molasses, you can use a bit of a tang of citrus in there and maybe half a teaspoon of brown sugar, something like that would work. Next are my herbs and spices. First one is dill. So just using half a teaspoon of dried dill or the same of fresh, and then paprika. Paprika is a beautiful spice. People often think because it's red it's going to be hot, but it's not. It's got a slightly sort of smoky flavour to it. Good pinch of salt as well. Don't be lean on the salt. Really brings up a lot of the other flavours. Good grind of black pepper. And then 2 bay leaves, and I love the flavour of bay leaves. They really anchor the flavours of a dish. For this dish I'm using chicken drumsticks because it's a long, slow cook, so that dark meat gets really tender, and it's really easy to portion it out. You know, if you're feeding 4 people, they're going to eat 2 drumsticks each, and then I throw in a couple of extras for the greedy people, like myself. So I'm going to give this a good mix around to make sure that all that seasoning, flavour, the fresh vegetables and the chicken are all beautifully married together. Now, because this is going to cook for 45 minutes, I'm going to put some liquid in here. You can use stock for this, or you can just use water. Just making sure that that liquid level comes up to about half of where your actual ingredients are. Nice big splash of olive oil. Oh, yum. And then last little dab of butter. That combination of the olive oil and the butter just makes a beautiful, rich sauce with the stock. Lid on, time for cooking. I've preheated this to about 200 degrees. So in we go. It's going to take around 45 minutes for those flavours to develop and that chicken to be cooked all the way through.